Hey everybody, AC here, and welcome back to another episode of Mang-Gust Mang-Gust or Mang-Gust. Uh, I may be flip flopping between them, not sure. Uh, but coming in at number 20, we have High School Debut, and this is a romance. This is a romance manga. Um, from what was the publisher? What was the publisher? It is a Shoujo Beat. That's it. It's a Shoujo Beat. It is a Shoujo Beat manga, and I don't read a whole lot of Shoujo Beat mangas. Honestly, I don't read a whole lot of them. Um, I feel like most of them are honestly just not that interesting. Um, but that said, uh, sh- High School Debut is one of the few where I actually did enjoy my time reading it. I really enjoyed it. It's just a simple story about a girl who is a total tomboy, has no idea how to be girly, and she wants to become more girly in high school, and she wants to get a boyfriend. And she ends up befriending this guy who knows a lot about makeup and knows a lot about keeping up appearances and all that stuff. And so he agrees to help her. Um, improve her image and become more girly, um, so that way she can get a boyfriend. The one condition he gives her is that she is not allowed to fall in love with him. And as you can imagine, the one she has one rule and she breaks it within 3 volumes of the series. It went on for 15 volumes, and it was a fantastic manga series. It was one of the first manga series that I read that wasn't part of Shonen Jump. I've read several other mangas from other publishers. Um, my personal favorite being the Seven Seas publisher. The Seven Seas publisher is my personal favorite now because they just have so many incredible mangas in their roster. Um, but yeah, Shoujo Beat was never something I was really that interested in, but I would read every single chapter of Debut. High School Debut. Eh. Um, and it's a great series. I really enjoy the two main leads, and it's not one of those series where she starts to like him really early on and then it takes till literally the last chapter before they get together. No, they actually start dating at about the halfway point of the whole series, and then the second half of the series is basically them trying to figure out how exactly their relationship works, and having ups and downs like any relationship does. And it's really good. It is very, very entertaining. Uh, and of course, you got several other characters. You've got the main dude's best friend, and then you've got a couple friends that the main female lead ends up making. And yeah, it is a very wholesome, very sweet, very romantic manga. Um, And one thing that I'm not usually into with shoujo beat mangas is they all seem to have the same art style, where there is an overemphasis on giving every character the most beautiful eyes possible, and it feels like all artistic effort goes into the eyes, and then they spend like 2 minutes drawing the rest of the character, because like it like the designs for the characters always seem like they were rushed, like they weren't not enough thought was put into them, and that more thought was put into the eyes than anything else. And that's something that I'm not a huge fan of. I want there to be, effort across the entirety of the character designs, not just one aspect. Um, and this series, uh, this series isn't great isn't great about it, but the designs of the characters do seem more competent than in a lot of shoujo beat mangas that I read. The designs of the characters seem a bit more confident. It seems like there's a bit more going on with them than just their eyes. So, if you're like me and you have a hard time getting into the art style of a shoujo beat manga, this one is on the better side in terms of art style and character designs. Um, but I do absolutely recommend reading it. It is a great manga. I actually have not read it in years. Um, my high school that I went to had every single volume of it, and I reread that series like at least a dozen times during my time in high school, and it is a great manga. But I do not own any of the volumes. Um, I keep going back and forth as to whether or not it's worth getting all of the volumes for the series. Um, because there are so many other mangas that are currently coming out that I want to get, and then there's also like other mangas that I absolutely love, but I don't have all the volumes for, and that I need to finish collecting the rest of them. So like there are other things that are on a bit more of a higher priority, and so I'm constantly flip flopping back and forth whether or not High School Debut should be counted among the ones that I should collect, because my manga collection is already really big. I don't have space for all the manga that I've got. I do not have the space for any of it. Um, so so yeah, I really like this. I really like this series. I think it is a great series. I definitely recommend anybody who hasn't read it to go give it a shot. It's a fantastic manga. Unfortunately, it does not have a an anime adaptation, as far as I know. Now I'm actually second guessing myself. No, no, no anime. There was a live action movie of it back in 2011, but there is no anime. There is no anime of this. It is a manga only, and I'm pretty sure it is not going to get um, a. Uh, all right, yeah. Uh, July 2013. July 2013 was the final volume. Was when the final volume released. So Now, technically, the series ended with volume 13. The series technically ended with volume 13. The story was concluded with volume 13. However, um, later on, um, later on in I believe 2012, I want to say, um, volume 14 was released, and then a year later in 2013, volume 15 was released. And both of these volumes do technically continue the story, but they tell self-contained stories. Each volume has one story to tell, and it tells the story and then ends. So similar to how an anime can sometimes get an OVA, it is continuing the story, but it's not necessary. But it's not necessary to read, as volume 13 did have like the actual official end to the series. These are just kind of bonuses that you can read if you so choose. Um, but they are still I still say that the whole thing is worth it. All 15 volumes. Go give it a read if you feel so inclined. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Join me tomorrow for number 19. All right. Take care, everybody.